జింగ్ 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 అని చేసి వెళ్దాం అనమాట.
అమ్మ మీరు మర్చిపోయారు, తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుతున్నారు.
అదే మరి. చూసావా మాధవమ్మ. దీక్ష శర్మ, this is for you. How many of you can only follow English? Please raise your hands, please. No Telugu, only English. Deepi, Rekha. Rekha ji, you can only speak in English. You joined in Telugu class also.
Yeah, I joined for my husband there. He was listening to it, and I can understand Telugu, not that I can't, but then not that clearly.
Oh, so you'll see a marked difference in Telugu class and English class, okay? English class is all professional. Sure. Telugu class is all good.
Okay, thank you.
So you'll see two variations of duality here. So, okay then. I don't have a place to record this. I wish I could record, but I don't have an option. So we'll just again repeat what we have spoken in the other class, okay? Diksha, how are you, bacha?
I'm fine. आप कैसे हो?
अच्छे, देखा ना कैसे है?
हाँ जी, बढ़िया. आपकी प्रोफाइल पे बहुत सुंदर है.
वही बोल रही हूँ मैं. जो बात नहीं बोलना है वही बात बोल के अंदर का टेस्टिंग करते हैं कि अच्छा शिवजी बोल रहे हैं तुम बात करे बड़े बड़े वैराग्य के बारे में, अभी बताती हूँ तुम्हारा वैराग्य कितना है. तो लोगों को ये सब वैसे दूसरी पिक्चर से मैं I had to join from my personal image where that is there and everyone is praising on about it. So वो पहले था, पहले पूरा आने वाली
नहीं, बट ब्यूटीफुल, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल.
तब से अभी ब्यूटीफुल हूँ ना.
हाँ, अभी तो और ज्यादा
वेरी ब्यूटीफुल. यही ब्यूटी अच्छा है, वो ब्यूटी अच्छी नहीं है. वो ब्यूटी में बहुत रोना था, यही ब्यूटी अच्छा है. ठीक है.
हाँ.
ऐसा करके हम अपने मन को प्रशांत लेंगे. ठीक है जी. ठीक है. तो let's talk about Shiva Tatva in this class, okay? Same thing. What happens is, see, some of you might have heard about the Lakshmi Tatva. I wish I really had a recording for this class because it's very important and it's not available elsewhere outside. So it's more the important that we do have a Shiva Tatva which talks about the conversation between Ramji and Lord Shiva during the times when Ramji was going through tough times because of his attachment or very painful things that he's going through with the separation of Sitama. And it's not like once, right? So this conversation that we are talking about as Shiva Tatva is a summary of Lord Shiva and Lord Rama's conversation when after the Ramayana war, the biggest war, and after the Ravana king, he passes away, Sitama and Ramji returns to Ayodhya, and they are happy for a while. And after that, again, Ramji is forced to get separated from Sitama. And he feels that's unjust because he is somebody who's truthful, who always does what is dharma, has not done any fault or done any, has not caused misery to anybody, but on the contrary, has been always been deprived of the intimacy that a spouse can enjoy between husband and wife. So he feels his life is quite empty. I got all of this. I have big kingdom to rule. I have lot of things. But then what is there? I'm so empty today because I don't have my wife beside me. And I very well know that I have Lavkush in the Valmiki ji's ashram, but I can't go meet him. I know that they have kids, but I don't know that I can meet them or not. So he's going through a big pain in his heart. That why me? Why am I being penalized about this separation? Why am I being, what karma did I do? What is that can make me give happiness to my heart, or what can return the happiness that I lost because of, in my world, yeah, everybody makes mistakes, right? So I might have done mistakes, but is the result of the small mistakes that I have done, knowingly, unknowingly, is, does this costing my own separation for my wife? Is this what I think is the result of the small things, whatever small mistakes I have done? So there must be something very, very wrong, and I don't know the answer. So in this way, he's musing, he's thinking very badly about his life with Sitama and how she went away, and the pain of separation, the pain of loneliness, the pain of not being able to be happy despite having some things or not. Okay, and he's not basically at peace. So what he does is he goes to Himalayas, and he, in some part of it, he goes to Himalayas and does penance to get answers for this pain, for this unknown pain, uncertain phase that he's going through, which he doesn't know how to come out. So if you look at the analogy, it's same as Surata Samadhi Vaisya going through that pain that he's going through because he is being abandoned by his wife and his relatives and his children that he loves very dearly, but he's not able to cope with it. He's not able to accept that, why did it happen to me? I'm still always thinking about them, but I'm not able to control. I know it, I shouldn't be. I know I should be doing something else. I know I should be happy for them and I should not be so attached with them. But still, I'm not able to control. I'm not able to handle myself. What do I do? The same thing comes in here also, where Ramji is saying, I know I shouldn't be doing it. I know I should be fulfilled with what I have, but still I'm not able to force myself to be happy. I'm not able to understand why is this happening. What is that I did as mistake that I'm going through this problem? What wrong did I do that I'm facing this? So if you look at the nature of questions that the Ramji poses to Lord Shiva is very similar to the normal questions that we as human beings in this life, you and me, go through when repeatedly we go through certain pain in our life. It could be with our spouse, it could be with the way we relate with our children, it could be by looking at our parents' problems while we are while we are growing up and thinking that why is it that my mother and father is going through so much pain and I'm so helpless? Or I might be having certain kind of ill feelings towards my siblings, the people who betrayed me, the workers who's been always finding fault with me, or my spouse who's been critical with me, or the people who betrayed me or put me into false allegations, or it could be anything that feels like unsupported, unvalued, disrespected, and unwanted at multiple lives phases in our lives. And we are coming from a space of being pure, doing right by others, God fearing, doing things that we can do, apologizing when things are not good or when we feel we have done some mistake we have wronged someone. And inside of all of this, or it could be in the matters of work, right? I mean, I'm not able to get into a good job, or I think my life is stable, I'm settled finally, and Divine Mother has some other plans that she literally uproots all our life and puts me into something else, which I have no comprehension. Why is this happening in my life? Or there could be certain things in my life for which I have no answers. I don't know why is it happening. I'm somebody who prays. I'm somebody who's so God fearing. I'm somebody who does all by right. I'm I, to the best of my capacity, I have not hurted anybody, I have not done any wrong, but somehow I feel I am the one who is at the receiving end of my pain. This is what is the same analogy that I want you all to think about when we think about the concern that Ramji expresses towards Shivji, because the tattvas are as against the prayers. The prayers will talk about the dual nature or the virtues, behaviors, the manifestations of Divine Father and Mother. But when you talk about the tattva, you understand their nature, how they behave in the face of certain things. And if you look at Ramayana or any other Mahapurana, it is not it is not being told as Purana just by on virtue of that, okay, we have this and this is one of it, so let's put it as Mahapurana. No, it teaches the way of life if you catch the right signs and signals on what it is trying to teach us. And today, when Ramji is going through this own misery, Agastya Muni, who is one of the Saptarishis, comes to his darbar and says he understands the concern because he is Trikala Jnana. He knows about present, past, future, and he has complete understanding of Veda Vedangas, Puranas, and all of that that's been talked about during those times to the now. So he understands this concern or the misery that Ramji is going through, and he says, "Oh Ramji, you have already had this kind of conversation between Shivji and you during some phase, which maybe because of the Maya, that the influence of Maya you might have forgotten." Very true, because sometimes it's not that what I am saying you have heard it for the first time. It is very possible that you have heard it from multiple people at multiple times also. But Maya is a certain influence in our life that it makes us forget. It gives us forgetfulness, that we get under the veil of Maya, that we forget to behave in certain way during the moment of truth. But we know it. We have very much aware of it. We have very good knowledge about it, but we forget it. So some people, it might look like the things that I'm talking is like a revision. Yeah, true. Same way, Ramji, Agastya Muni comes and says to Ramji that you already had this conversation. Maybe because of the influence of Maya, you might have forgotten. So this is where I'm trying to bring out that information. And in that context, just like Bhagavad Gita talks about Advaita philosophy, that as a conversational exchange of knowledge and wisdom between Sri Krishna ji and Arjun ji, and Sanjay ji is talking to Dhritarashtra about all of this narrative. Same way, here when we talk about Shiva Tatvam in Shiva Gita, Agastya Munivar is talking to us as audience, and while conversing, they're talking to us as he's telling us about the conversation that has happened between Ramji and Shivji during this context of he being lost, and he is looking for answers on why this particular element is happening to me, despite me being the best, despite me being the most important self where I'm following dharma. So in his starting lines of this tattva, there is a sloka that starts saying, "Ha Site, ha cha Ramayana, vihinam mama jivitam, dukkha sindho nimagnosmi, trahima muni sattama." So that's how it starts, saying, "Oh, Sita has left. What is this gone? Sitama has gone off to Valmiki ji's ashram. There is Lavakusha. He is aware of it. He may not be aware of it during those times, but he is lost. During that time, he says, Sitama has gone And without Sita, Rama is adhura, and because of that, my life is only adhura, lost, and I'm soaked into this dukkha, which is sorrowfulness. So kindly show me the way. And to whom he is asking? He is asking to Lord Shiva. So Ramji asks Shiva as Muni Sattama. So who is Muni here? Somebody who is wise, who is a seer. That is the reason, if you look at, whenever we say you don't have a guru and you have to do some mantra sadhana, what we say, many people keep just saying Sivaya Guruve Namaha. Use Siva as your first Adi Guru and think that he is giving you the mantropadesa and follow it. That's what many people keep giving us as advice. Why is from where did that come from? Because such a Satya Purush like Ramji, he himself is Bhagavad Swarupa and he considers Shivji as Guru. Because of that, that saying has come that Sivaya Guruve Namaha. And in that process, Shivji starts conversation with Ramji about the tattva of moksha. What is moksha here? Moksha is not like end goal where I just go die and get united with my divine mother or father. It is a state of small completions. It's very similar to our goal setting where we finish small goals to achieve a bigger goal. So here the beauty about spirituality is nobody has a goal like I want to get to moksha, because that doesn't happen that way. The people who get to moksha are somebody who don't work towards it as a goal, but just allow it to happen by its own transition and progression. But we start with the problem I'm currently going through, be it with myself, my own underconfidence, my own hiding in the shadows, my own not being able to come out and express my light, or not believing myself, or my relation with my spouse, or me standing for my financial independence, or me going through a kind of situation where I'm having very limited freedom for myself, or I'm going through a concern of being a primary caregiver to someone, or whatever are those conditions that we are today tied up with or binded with, where we don't have an answer, but is definitely impacting our happiness, or feeling of loss, feeling of situations that are making us grieve about our condition. That's where this all comes in play, where he says that the final goal of this Shiva Gita is to understand our Atma Jnana. Okay, so we all know that Lakshmi Tatva, we understood. Those who have watched that videos, that there is very important aspect of thing that came out, which is devotion with knowledge. Is very important to help achieve moksha. That's the summary of Lakshmi Tattva. If at all I have to put it in a line or two. And yes, definitely gratitude, imbibing features of Lakshmi Ma, which is purity, generosity, compassion, tolerance. All of this do come and really play a bigger role in helping Sthira Lakshmi at our homes or in our heart. And firstly, understanding of praying Lakshmi Ma not with what she represents, but who she is. Representing is wealth, positions, and opulence. But we are not praying to her for it, but we are praying for her purity, uh, for her compassion, um, for her humility, and and with gratitude, with surrender. That's where we get into the Lakshmi Tattva concept. Not expecting that this result should come from her. Because I'm praying for her only because I know she's the goddess of material, so she blesses me with a lot of money. So that's not the context. That's what we understood with Lakshmi Tattva, right? Who have not watched it, kindly do watch it. It really makes sense. even for all of those who are very wise and who already know it, if you haven't watched that video in the YouTube, I would really recommend, because it really opens up a new origins, or maybe something which is close to our common understanding in the beginning. But then what Lord Shiva talks to as an added point is in this whole 18 chapters, which has in one chapter we have 10 slokas, another you have 15 chapters. It's part of Padma Purana, Uttara Khanda. What we understand here is devotion, which is the first step. Okay, so when Lord Shiva says you understand the tattva for you to get happier, and in that he teaches 3 paths to moksha. Here moksha is not the end goal, but resolution from the current concern that we are going through or we are got tripped with. Okay, and the first one is devotion. In devotion, what he talks is we need to imbibe a sense of faith, trust, love for the God I am bestowing upon, with surrender. Okay, so without devotion, no matter what, I will not be able to imbibe the knowledge. And with devotion, I can purify my mind and heart. And devotion means it's not, please make it like a double underline. It is not only puja. Devotion, there is a very strong notion that's being told everywhere that devotion means puja. Devotion means what, the way you chant the mantra, the way you uh, read, recite all these sahasranama, or the hridayam, or the stavam, or the kavacham, or the mantra japa, number of lakhs of times you have done the japa. This is portion of it. It is not the it. So devotion doesn't mean only puja with it, or praying. Okay, praying is one component. There is a plus, which is understanding the tattva with surrenderance. Okay, so unless until I understand the knowledge, I will not be able to. And with devotion without knowledge is not. It doesn't help us to transcend. Devotion with knowledge is the key for our transcendence. So, with the devotion, what happens is I can move from the chaos, from the problem that I'm facing, I can divert to divine. Okay, so the same problem, if at all I'm putting it in Saptasati's format or Sri Rudram chanting format, I am gripped by a problem. But as I'm reciting Saptasati, or I'm reciting Lakshmi Tattva mantras, or Varahi mantras, or Shiva Tatva, Shiva mantras, what happens is invariably after a few days, our mind gets diverted from our problem into the next step, which is focusing on how well I am reciting the mantra, how well I am doing the japa, how much focus is there, how much concentration is there, why am I not able to do it, what prasada to make, what to put, what to not put. So we automatically get pulled into these aspects of divinity rather than worrying day in, day out about our current problem that is a help, that is making me sleepless. So that's the first step. So it slowly, first the puja is one of the method, puja or mantra japa or dhyanam is first step for me to put myself and divert myself into the Siva Tatva, or the God, or the deity whom I am bestowing upon. And that way I get a momentary diversion from all my problems, and also in that process purify my mind and heart, because when my heart gets purified, that's where I start to get peace. The inner peace I'm talking about. The problem is not solved. The concern that I'm going through day in, day out is not solved. But somewhere peace settles in my heart center. That selfishness or that ego or the ego that's come from our manasik samskaras, from our past lives or the curses or the whatever that is. All of that I put it as one word karma, negative karma. So whatever is that negative karma and the influence of it or the effect of it that in this life as our current problem we are going through, mess of that, peace settles in. I start to get more calmer. I start to get more sleep. I start to get more, I get to eat better. Slowly, 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 I start to feel better. Nothing has changed, but I start to feel better. That's your step one. That's where the bhakti starts to work because it started to give you peace, inner peace, by purifying your heart. The next step, the moment we settle there, there's a restlessness that peeps in. How long can I do it? How long will it wait? I hope this all these prayers will lead me into some result that I am looking for. I hope this gets through. I get through that my husband change or my wife change or I my child gets good marks, I get this, get whatever that sankalpa, I get a job, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, whatever that is for you. So we get restlessness after certain time. When will I get it? When will I get it? I've done this many times. I've done this many times. What will happen? What will happen? I have not asked for much, right? I only asked to put one step. Give me light. Give me a sign that things are moving the way I wanted. Show me, please, please. We get restless. We get more and more. And we get into this selfish sympathy mode after a while that I have done so much. Can't you do this for me? Can you show me? If not, what's the use? Why can't I do? No, no. So this internal dialogue will start. Okay, which I usually keep saying I keep fighting with Divine Mother because I also have attachment towards certain things in my life. But after that, what happens is that's the reason Divine Mother is teaching me also and making me teach you also. That if I teach, I won't forget, right? That's the reason she's making me teach. So that I start getting detached in those spaces. So what is that I understood because of that. Why am I saying this detachment is something that Shiva Tatva is always happening is from past a month or so, Divine Mother has asked me to stop expectation. Okay, so stop expecting on the Purnahoti pictures. Stop expecting on whether the divine figurines are coming or not. Stop expecting on the results that will come through, the positive results like what will happen to my life, about my financial stability, independence, or some things that stopped in my life, whether they'll start working again. So I used to get restless. Then Divine Mother used to really subtly tell me that if you ask, I'm gonna shut, I'm gonna come down of fire. So for a few days, she used to teach me because I'm so persistent in asking, right? Amma, when will happen? Will it happen? When will it happen? So sometimes she used to get so angry that the more I say, Amma, I want to do it faster, fire used to stop off in the homa. The day all negative pictures used to come, like, all the um, both pictures, all of such pictures used to come in the Havan. The moment I take the picture, I know Divine Mother is there, but the moment I start taking picture, it used to always show up as both picture. And she used to tell me, stop expecting that I will show up in Purnavati pictures. Don't worry about it. Just let it go, let it go. But it used to be so difficult for me because 90% of my life runs around these prayers, or I should say rather 95%, because I wake up around 4:30 and all I do is do prasadam, then I do the Sapsati Navanga Prama chanting, and then I end up doing Homa. And in that Homa also there is no consistent number. What Divine Mother asked me to do, like a preset, prayer list. It is so random. The numbers are so random. The japa numbers are so random. What God to pray is so random. I have no idea which to do. And only now, even in Saptasati variations also, one day they asked me to do with Mula Mantra, the other day they asked me to do directly, someday they asked me to do for 108 Mula Mantra chanting, sometimes they do it for 1000. I have no idea. After doing all of that, and it usually ends up at 3:34, all that, and what I ask in return is that Punahati picture. But then that also sometimes Divine Mother says, no, I'm not going to show you. Do whatever. And it used to be so stubborn. I take 100 pictures. She is more stubborn to me. She never shows up. I used to feel so depressed. Everybody is so happy, elated, looking at the Homa pictures that, oh ma, there is this figurine, okay, that figurine on the wall, this goddess have come, that goddess have come. I used to feel so empty at heart. I used to feel so depressed after doing the Havan that Divine Mother did not show up in my Punahuti. It took 2 months of my time, I think, to get over that clinginess I have towards Punahuti, not feeling sense of satisfaction or sense of achievement or sense of pleasantness only when she shows up in those divine forms. So this is how they trained. The training is so rigorous sometimes, but now I understand why. Because there is a sense of liberation, freedom that comes when we stop expecting things to happen the way we want to happen. The more we cling on to results the way we want, it always defies the rules of divine. So they want us to go into the next level of our life using a very powerful tool, which is detachment. Detachment is not about having no attachment towards people in your life, but it is about not having expectation back that because you have done certain things, some things have to happen the way you want. That's that having that lack of expectation is what I call as detachment. Okay, and it is not something you do forcefully. It has to happen. So, say for example, I go um, beyond my comfort zone to serve others, and the expectation is that I do all of it. Why don't my spouse understand? Why don't my mother understand? Why don't this person understand? Why don't that person understand? So this expectation stems from that feeling that I have gone beyond my comfort zone to serve others, and why are they not understanding my pain? What here the correction required? Don't do it. Do what is happy for you, and you be happy that you have done the best because you are a loving person. You want to have Lakshmi Tatva, which is having pure sweet heart, and that purity of heart is making you serve others. Doesn't mean other person also have the same goals as you, that they want to have purity of heart, right? So because I have done, it's a wrong expectation that other person should do for me. Instead, I do it and keep doing it, which I can do the way I can without me burning myself. I'm not asking you to cultivate martyrdom, which is burning myself to help you. No, do what you can, and when you can't, try to use communication as a means to discuss things that are beyond your means. This way, there's a lot of freedom. So those are some things that are needed for us in every aspect of our life, especially when it comes to prayers, because the moment we do it for say 50 days, 100 days, kind of expectation seeps in, and then there's depression that can come in because things are not still started to work. Because that expectation is delaying the process. That's what I'm trying to bring as a point. So, detachment is not hating, detachment is not forcing, detachment is not becoming more restless and doing more. Okay, because okay, I do it for 1 or 8 times. Things didn't happen. Okay, let me do it for 256 times. Let me starve. Let me do upavasa. Let me do fasting. Let me do other things. Let me do this. Let me do that. Whatever those people say, go do this. I go and do. Marshi garu mute kotkondi babu koncham. Marshi babu mute kotkondi. Mute. So going restless, I will do this, I will do that. Go find, talk to another astrologer, go talk to this person, that person, this. And in that fear, getting sold by what people say, spending lakhs, spending thousands, whatever that is for you. Inside of that, going beyond, going round and round and round and round without arriving anywhere. All of these, if you go into each thread, there can be like we can talk for 1,000 days. That's a different thing. But I'm saying all of these are the ill effects of going because we have attachment that things has to happen the way I want, not what divine wants. The moment I get out of that attachment by accepting the knowledge. Okay, without knowledge, detachment can't stay. Without detachment, knowledge can't stay. So with knowledge comes detachment. With bhakti, with the devotion comes detachment to some extent, and the knowledge is the fuel that helps you to get detached. So these three, that's why I said, are not like three different paths. They're like, I can't say which comes first, which grows better, by which influence. All three are equal, like the like the three pillars which helps us to transcend or self-realize. And without this detachment, our heart or our mind doesn't feel stable. With devotion, you will get peace, okay, inner peace, but that won't sustain for long without being detached towards things. Because sooner or later, the more you expectations start creeping in, be it in relationships, being in everything. The moment expectation starts, and I have a certain attachment towards that outcome, you have the recipe for again feeling sorrowful, because of the nature of expectation leads to always pain. So there is no liberation in expectation. Detachment always provides inner peace and stability of that inner peace. Sustainable inner peace is what I'm talking about. And the last step towards it is your knowledge. What is knowledge is both these tools, devotion and your detachment provides. De- Devotion makes your heart purified so that you feel inner peace, and the detachment gives you sustainable inner peace. With those two things, when it's the moment your heart is at peace and is peaceful for some little longer time, what happens is the inner voice, which is your voice of Paramatma, which often speaks in very subtle, very like whisper, you will start hearing to it. You will have the knowledge that shines upon, or there is a spotlight on that conversation that divine is trying to have with you in through multiple forms. It could be through a guru, it could be through a book, it could be through a dream, it could be through a subtle sign when you are praying, it could be by some sound of sandalwood or basma, or the pile sound, or the shapes, figurines on the wall, figurines on the hangers, figurines on the kumkum, or the puja that you make, the vermilion. So all of these are different ways divine expresses themselves. Divine do express in numbers, like in feathers, coins. Somewhere you go and you see a coin. Numbers, synchronicities, like 1111, 4444, 2222. All of these are different ways divine tries to communicate. If your clairs, when your clairs are not yet open very strongly, but it's the start point of clairs to open up. And the moment clairs start opening, the more and more it is. I'm so sorry. The moment clairs start opening, it's more and more important for us to humble ourselves, to surrender more. Because now, earlier it used to be only sign, but when clairs open up, you will also be able to hear their voice. You'll be able to have a vision. You'll be able to feel them, sense them. So it becomes like undeniable, right? You can't now say no. So, for example, I can hear to divine voice. Then what happens is, if divine mother says, okay, I can't do 108 times, no, mother says, no, do it for 516 times. Doing for 516 times is very hard. But then now that I hear her voice, I can't say no to it. So I have to do it with love, with surrender, with devotion. Otherwise, again, divine mother won't do anything. She will hit me. So I have to still go ahead and do things. So the more spiritual transitions and progressions happen, It is not going to be an easy path for us to get to that moksha state. And that's where enable mentor, guru, books, autobiographies, all of these are tools and things that will help us to sustain that places that we are. But unfortunately, what happens is wherever we are going and asking some questions or things, sometimes we are shushed, sometimes we don't get that people listening around our families who put us down, or sometimes it do happen that we get carried away by information knowledge downloads. So we get carried away by things that are not important in our journeys and keep acquiring knowledge for no reason. Please understand our brain has multiple functions and its functionalities are also limited unless until you train it. Okay. The brain also, if you look at from a neuroplasticity point of view, it goes by your neurons that fire together, they just fire more. So the connections are strongly built. Or if you look at from a mind point of view, it requires repeated conditioning. So doing things again and again and again. So when you're looking and loading your brain with different information of different aspects, it doesn't go into your long-term memory. Short-term memory is it gives you a mental satisfaction to just say aha, and then within 20 minutes, if you don't repeat it, a very high possibility that you'll forget. So whatever you're just abusing using this information download is not aiding you either to get peace or help you surrender more or get you to the knowledge of who you are. So unless until these are all aligned to a single purpose, just like how Divine Mother says, right? During the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna is asked to, using his bow, you asked to point, he doesn't see anywhere but to the fish's eye. And that focused, if you can be towards the problem that you are facing and work on helping you enhance your devotion through surrender, help you calm yourself or the calmness have started to settling in, then use detachment. It takes time. Okay. That is why I don't always say whatever you see on other places, like just recite this one mantra and your life will just boom, or do this once, twice, thrice, and it will be like all done. Or meditation as a means. Okay, many people think if I just meditate upon, I'll get to my moksha. But I still have concerns about it because meditation will help you the knowledge about who you are. Definitely. But without divine's grace, you can't take another step. So end of the day, divine pujas are very important. They're very, very important. So you can't just say either out. Both of them are very, very important. They're like gloves in the hands. You can't do gardening with one glove in one hand. You have to have two gloves to do your gardening, right? So same way, both of them have to go hand in hand. Or it's like two wheels of a cycle. Without one, cycle doesn't move. Maybe that's a better analogy than the gloves concept. So they go hand in hand. Because many meditators do ask me this question, that we did this meditation, that meditation, mindful meditation, heartfulness meditation, whatever the Indian forms of meditations that we have, pyramid meditation, and other Guruji's meditations. All of these do help to some extent to calm yourself. So after you calm yourself, as I say, again going back to Anuvamala, Karmamala, Mayamala, without your Anuvamala is the most hardest strain to release. Maya and Karma will get released either through meditation or through prayers, because your mind calms down, you will be able to understand. You may not know the root of the problem, why you're going through this pain, but you still will get some awareness about what is it so, what actions to take, because once your mind calms down, you will start listening to some guidances. Though you may not know that it's divine or not, but you know that in a voice that speaks and says, do, don't do, to a large extent. But what doesn't guarantee, which is only guaranteed in the Bhakti Yoga, is divine's presence and their influence in our life to help us release from that clutches that's been holding tight and which stubbornly doesn't go away using meditative techniques. So meditation has its own limitation, and bhakti as such is one of the key anchor which helps us get to these states. So these are the three important pillars. It's not either of, it's three, right? So that's what is majoritarily the the Siva Tatvam, which we are going to talk for the next 30 days, if Divine blesses us. And I hope He just bless with this knowledge that's needed for me to talk and for you to, for what you are ready to hear about the path of devotion, renunciation, detachment, self-realization, which leads us to the discovery of the Paramatma that is within you. So Rama is nobody but the me, okay, the Jivatma. Sita is nobody but the happiness, and the pain that Rama is going through is because Jiva has been forced to go away from the happiness that they associate as comfort. But in that process, he realizes the divine in himself to say, I am that. Okay, that's why we say Sivoham. Okay, that's where we get there. So that's what we are talking about in the next 30 days. I think like I'm going through a transition phase between laptop and iPad. I don't have a recording facility, so unfortunately I won't be able to upload this onto the YouTube. So I request you all to make time. If this is something that's trusting for you, or there's something you would learn from these conversations, I would request you to make time from this 8 to 9 and be there till I figure out how to record. Okay? And very soon, maybe after Saturday, Sunday, I should be able to do it. But at least for the next 4 days, I would see if I request my son's laptop or something if he doesn't have tuitions. But I can't guarantee. I will not promise which I will not be able to deliver. So please make time for the next 4 days minimally. After that, I will try to upload it. I will try to record it. All right. If there is any other method you could do while I'm talking, you could record your screen or something. That's a blessing in disguise. But at least I don't have that means at this point. So was this conversations helping you? I know. I know that I'm aware. I understand. It is not. It is not that we are talking about how Lord Shiva is. We're not talking about his beauty. We're not talking about how rugged he is. We are not talking about any of those in these conversations. Neither we are talking about any of the meanings of Sri Rudram or Namakam Chamakam, all of those. We are talking very dry topic, which is mostly on these three. All right. So is it helpful? Is this what you thought we would learn from these classes? Because it's such a dry topic, right? So that's what it is. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow again with the chapter 1. At least some verses. And from there we'll take it forward. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma, I really could resonate with you today, and I found your class really very interesting. And I look forward for all the 30 days.
Please,
I
please
wish
try.
and pray that I will definitely be present for your class every single day. I'll try my level best.
Don't try, ma. Just say,
Just do
okay?
it. Yes.
No, it's not like that also. That's also there is a force in it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
See, today, Bangalore, it was raining. So we
Yes.
need to have this attachment, right? That I have to do for 40 days. I have to do this. I. So we just have to sometime leave that ball to them. Okay?
Hmm.
We just have to say, Swami, I want to do Havan, but if you think I should do, let the rain stop. Okay? Or else it's okay.
Yes.
You didn't give me a timeline that you have to finish this within these days. You just told 108 days you need to do 108 times you need to do Rudra and Chandi Havanam. Okay. After that, they will tell the next number. As of now, that's the goal. So I don't have a fixed number of days that I have to do every day. I have to do weekly twice. But they want it to be regular because that's why the energies increase. So it will be like bouts. I told in the
Yes.
morning that it's very, very raining for the past couple of days and there's like totally a tufan. So you tell me whether I have to do both or one. Then for that I heard Swami saying for the next couple of days do the Rudra Havan and finish the Durga Saptasati's corrections and if possible also complete of the Daksha Yajna story. So I said okay. I will try for next 2 days and I wish I would start from Friday, Amma, Chandi Mata. So if you again give me permission, I will do, or else I will just do Rudram and then take it next. Whatever you say, I will do. That's how we have to push it. So for you also push it on them. Okay, you tell,
Sure.
I want to hear to her class. If you think this will help my journey, give me time.
Yes.
That's how we need to
Definitely.
push it. If you take everything on our heart, right?
Hmm.
I made that mistake. That's why I'm telling you. Last
Yes, ma.
couple of 2 months back, I used to have this anxiety. Okay. But see, the problem is I don't have a teacher like you. I only have to understand her conversations. And she says, don't. And uh, I will not understand what, if not that, how. Okay. No, it's not positive affirmation also, Netrama. It's just giving the authority to them and say, you make me do it. Okay. They will make you do it. If positive affirmation is you telling, I will do, I'm gonna do. That's what I'm saying. I have put on 7 kgs of weight in 2 months. I'm eating once breakfast. At 4 o'clock, I'm having little lunch. Because of 6 to 7 hours of Havan, I hardly am able to eat even like one half a bowl. At night, I'm eating only vegetables, but still I put on weight. Then I asked Divine Mother couple of days ago, why have you put me weight? He said, every minute you are doing it, this tension that it's getting 2 o'clock, it's getting 3 o'clock, it's getting 4 o'clock. So you now have no stress about how you will repay your investors or whatever that is, but you have stress about when to finish. So from 4:30, you are continuously putting under fight and flight mode that I have to do this, 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 which is true. But for me, it is like, see, there are some people on the live and they're also not eating food because of me. And there are some people who are also having stomach problems. And I'm so concerned about them. So this is all playing in my head, but I can't tell no to Divine Mother. So only way is do little more faster, little more, little more, little more, little. So this added up to my weight. So then she tells me very calmly, I told you, don't care about others, care only about me. I told you, do aram se. Did you listen? No. No, Bodo. So put me weight. No, no, 7 kg.
Maybe that is the
Everyone,
reason even I am going on putting on weight, because I
same.
think more about others than myself.
Yeah, that is where we need to work on. So this is where is the journey towards our self transformation. So first thing now I started today. I told Aram say, I'm not gonna take any stress, Papa. Morning I declared, Papa, मैं stress ना लूं. I'm not taking, don't put me more weight. I will do slowly. If you look at my recitation, Gargaima, if she's, Gargaima, if you see my video today, the slowest of the slowest recitation. पूरा learn हो गया 7 kg बढ़ने के बाद.
I'm happy, ma. Slowest recitation.
Slowest Madhilatama, slowest recitation of Rudram. Slowest.
అది విన్నాను.
బుద్ధి వచ్చేసింది నాకు. I got into line. So I said, Amma, today no stress, no weight more. I will reach off 90. I can't reach my weight. So I'm like, no ma, you don't want to get to see the number 90 in my weighing scale anymore after 2 months. So I will slowly recite, very slowly. Rainfall, if you want to fall, rainfall. No problem. I'm not gonna do. So all अभी तो मैं अच्छी बच्ची बन गई एक दिन के लिए. अभी रुद्रम ऐड हो गया और परसों 2 दिन के बाद अगेन चंडी ऐड हो गया तो मेरा फिर से शुरू हो जाती है माल. सो ऐसा कुछ. So but still that's what is the lesson I'm trying to tell. With me it's so hard for me to understand, assimilate, fall and then learn. With you all, you don't need to go there. At least you have some shortcuts with me. But the problem is I will not be able to answer everyone one-on-one because I will not have, my life will be so much onto prayers, corrections, this. I will not have so much time to do on spending one-on-one times. But if you are in the group, it becomes easy because most of your answers get answered, questions get answered in my classes only. You don't need to have a special question. But unfortunately, some people, they don't have time or possibility to listen during lives. At that time, it becomes a concern. I do agree, but I really recommend people to come live and then listen through what conversations we're going through, even if it takes 1 hour here there, because that gives us some kind of solace during these phases that we are going through. That's all it is. All right, then tomorrow again, let's meet 8 o'clock and let's hope we'll continue in this for the next month, 18 chapters and talk about different aspects of his Tatva. All right.
Thank you so much, Ma. God bless you. Love you. God is already blessing you. God bless us that we got in touch with you. I don't know how I got your link and I really don't know what happened. Maybe it was my time now that I got in touch with you and I was able to listen to this. This was the first time I attended your live class and I'm very happy about it. God really blessed me. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Papa. Sorry then, all of you. Anand, is this Aditya my son? Is this not Anand? Anand is not Aditya? Or is this Aditya? Where is Anand? Anand Babu? Where is Anand? Is this Nikhil? Nikhil is Anand. Aditya, my son.
No, ma, I'm Nikhileshwar. I'm new to this group. I got to know about you through Monica. And this is my first live session with you. I have a small request for you. Like recently, I'm reading about Dasamaha Vidyas and Dashawataras, and where Lord Sri Rama is linked with Dhumavati. Can you draw some parallels between this linkage and life of Sri Rama?
Amma, Dhumavati Mata is again in amongst all the Dasamaha Vidyas. Dhumavati Mata is the mother of transcendence, right? So if you look at, Ramayana has multiple ways of understanding as per my knowledge. If you can go by word, it talks about a story of a son, a wife, or a husband, or a father, or whatsoever. But if you look at the journey of Lord Rama with our own journey of our own Atman, it is very similar to the journey that I as a person is going through in my path towards my moksha. And Dhumavati Mata is the one who helps me get there. So that is the reason I believe Lord Rama in this spaces is closely the whole story of Ramavatar is the story of transcendence, and Dhumavati Mata is for transcendence. So that's where I think is the linkage.
Because of this association, does Rama went through all those hardships in his life?
I would not say because of the association, but I think it is Loka Kalyanam అని చెప్తాం కదా బాబు. నారదముని చెప్తారు చూసారా లోక కళ్యాణం కోసం. Because of Loka Kalyanam, to understand certain concepts, Divine Father and Mother takes up different manifestations to help us understand things, because all these tattvas of life which are very, very, we can't role model it or we can't assimilate it without we looking at somebody else's life. And when someone does, it stands like a reference to us. So to go through that way of going through that journey of detachment, of going by dharma, facing, doing by right in the face of in the face of I think judgment, criticism, and still abiding by what he thought is truth, the divine truth, which is the Satya, is where Sri Rama is an exemplary example for us to understand this Tattva. And the parallel of it is Dhumavati Mata, who in her own ways, okay, the old age, the widowership, all these are signs that comes with detachment. With the Dhumavati Mata sadhana only teaches us detachment, if I am not wrong. The mother comes as a force to reckon, as against Kamalatmika Mata, as against Kali Mata. Each one of them represents one of the Shaktis, right? Like showcasing on karma, or towards more fearful form of Lakshmi Mata sadhana, more fearful form of Jnana, Matangi Mata. So all of these are the fierce forms that the Sattvic Devatas are trying to teach in other way, or one way or the other. But Dhumavati Mata is the only divine mother who talks about detachment, letting go, finding, maybe I would say finding peace in letting go. I think that's a better. No, unattractiveness is one of the ways. Even that way, Varahi Mata is very unattractive, right? If you look at it. So it's not about being unattractive. It's more about accepting that this phase is also valid. The phase that I go into detachment, because Divine Mother is trying to teach us to be detached, but it comes with lot of pain in the heart. Because we love our parents, we love our children, we love somebody in our life. So difficult to get detached with their progress, their well-being, their goals, their future. So difficult. But Dhumavati Mata's sadhana talks about the first thing is you get detached. So that's where I think the parallels drop. I will not say because of this his life is that, but that's I think coming from a more bigger picture of Loka Kalyanam to show walk the path. That's what I say, right? Walk the path has a very better way of relatability than preaching. So you do, I sit on my ground is somewhere I will not be able to attach much with that if I just sit and motivate you, but I don't do it. On contrary, if I do, and ask you to do, that creates a great example, and Ramji stands for it. So that's what I think is the relatability, Babu.
అమ్మా నేను విన్నది ఏంటంటే ధూమావతి అమ్మ దేనికి రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారంటే మనం మామూలుగా అందరు అమ్మల్ని ఏం అడుగుతాం, ఇవ్వండి ఇవ్వండి అని అడుగుతాం కదా ఏదన్నా కోరిక కోరి. ధూమావతి అమ్మని ఏం అడగాలి అంటే ఇది తీసుకెళ్ళిపో అని అడగాలంట. ఐ మీన్ మనం ఏదన్నా ఈ ఫేజ్ లో బాధపడుతున్నాం అనుకోండి, ఈ బాధని తీసుకెళ్ళిపోమ్మా అని చెప్పని అడగాలట. మన దగ్గర ఉన్న సారోస్ కానీ ఏమన్నా కూడా అన్ని తీసేస్తారట అమ్మ, తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతారట.
Wrong. That's not the way you relate with Dhumavati Mata. Dhumavati Mata is a very, very powerful mother who helps us detach the attachment we have for a particular thing that's causing us misery. And I would say one of the best or the only Mata who helps us embrace detachment. ఆవిడికి ప్రే చేస్తున్నాము అంటే ఆవిడే తీసేసుకుంటారు. డిటాచ్ అయ్యాము అంటే ఆటోమేటికలీ వాట్ ఈస్ టు బి అవర్స్ వి గెట్, వాట్ ఈస్ నాట్ టు బి అవర్స్ ఇఫ్ వి గ్రో అవర్ మెచ్యూరిటీ టు లెట్ గో ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ దట్ ఆర్ ఎనీవేస్ నాట్ అవర్స్. అది డిటాచ్మెంట్. ధూమావతి మాత సాధన చేసేటప్పుడు తీసుకో 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 అంటే అది పోదు. అలా అనుకుంటే మనం కమలాత్మిక మాత దగ్గరకు పోయినప్పుడు నాకు మనీ ఇవ్వు అని అడుగుతున్నామంటే ఏంటి? అదర్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ట్రూ కదా, విచ్ ఈస్ నా డెట్స్ ని తీసేసేయని కదా.
ఓకే,
సో దట్స్ నాట్ ద వే దట్ దిస్ థింగ్స్ వర్క్. ధూమావతి మాత ఈజ్ a force to reckon with. She's but beautiful energy, beautiful, very, very lovingly she teaches us detachment. Lakshmi form she is. But అందుకే సీతమ్మ కాబట్టి రామయ్య. సో బట్ వెరీ వెరీ బ్యూటిఫుల్, వెరీ వెరీ ఎల్డర్లీ. జోగులాంబ మాత, even Jogalamba Mata say Dhumavati Mata, if I see her, right, that's why I'm able to certainly say how she looks. So Jogalamba Mata is like, say, 55 or 50 years old lady. Dhumavati Mata is like 70 years old. She always comes like a very old, with lot of wrinkles, very like if you don't have teeth, how do you look? You know, in that she has teeth, but still those cheeks and all are like inside. She wears a pallu on the top of her head. That's why I know she is Dhumavati Mata. Yeah, that's detachment, Deepikama. But see, detachment doesn't mean you don't put effort. You have to put your 200% effort, but not be attached on the outcome that I have to get this in the way I want it. And be happy with whatever you get as gratitude.
అమ్మ వైరాగ్యం అన్న డిటాచ్మెంట్ అన్న ఒకటేనా?
వైరాగ్యం అంటేనే డిటాచ్మెంట్ తల్లి. I don't really care అన్నమాట.
Okay.
See, it's a subtle thing. Say if at all I have to talk about vairagyam, okay? Say I have attachment towards dressing up. Why am I having attachment towards dressing up? I want to look beautiful. Why am I want to look beautiful? Go inside. Why? It all boils down to what people will think about me. It is never about what I think about me. I always want to look beautiful for others. Now, who is that version of you who feels happy when other people looks at you as beautiful or abled or rich or wealthy or opulent or influential, whatever, ABCDFGH? What does that mean? So you get to there. Which portion? What is the karma that is stopping you, or what is that unfinished business that's manifesting as the need for you to dress up just to satisfy others? What portion of me needs healing there? Which you don't mean me for healing. You can heal yourself, but the point is putting a torch on that point. The moment you transcend that path, you really don't care. You wear what you want to wear, not for others, but for yourself, and be happy with what you wear. Fully accepting that this is also all right. Okay, that's how this works. That it's, as I said, the path towards spirituality is in the beginning. If these vices show up, maybe after 6 months, 3 months, random. As you purify yourself, moment by moment, it's just like a mirror. The moment I get happy by listening to your prayers, the moment the voice in my heart talks saying which portion of Teju feels happy when someone praises you, which portion of Teju doesn't feel happy when someone doesn't praise. So it gets to that fast. And if that is coming from a space of the, the praise that makes this Teju happy is coming from a unhealed past, Divine Mother makes me put torchlight into that space by prayers, by surrender, by getting into a state of detachment, that I am myself, I'm valuable, and whatever I talk must be valuable to others, whether someone praises it or not. So at that time, both praises or whatever comments, I'll be able to take in a more balanced light. That is why I keep saying Trishul, Trishul, Trishul for everything. Because this is coming from a pain, this is coming from my defense. Both are not the way I can transcend. When I embrace this Trishul state of being balanced in all times and walks of life, that's when I get there. So that's what is path. You'll get there. Eventually you'll get there. All right then. Should I Nikhil Babu ni doubt clear అయిందా నాయనా?
అవునమ్మా, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
సరే అండి. Should I say bye-bye to you? This Anand did not respond yet. I don't know whether he's studying or... This Anand Babu, are you Aditya or you are Anand Reddy? Who are you? I have a desperate need to find out who you are. But you are not responding only. Okay, got it. Thank you so much for trying to bring those models and trying to help for my proofreading sessions. I'll ask you in the future. All right then. Okay, Andy. Bye-bye, everyone. We'll meet
Bye bye.
again tomorrow.
Good night. తిన్నారా?
తినలేదమ్ములు, తింటా ఇప్పుడు.
తినేసేయండి, తినేసి పచ్చండి. బాయ్ బాయ్.
Thank you, ma'am.